Okay, so in the last video, we started implementing Timesheet app service here. So yeah, it has the ability to get all the timesheets and it's using paging. And then we also added submit timesheets to allow users to submit their timesheet for the week, approving the timesheets, and then creating all the timesheets for the week. And we wrote some tests, but we've not run those tests to really look at them. CoPilot actually generated these. So let's start going through this one. So this one, get all, should return all timesheets. So yeah, this is just going to get the list of timesheets. But yeah, and here it's creating a timesheet. So let's see. All right, there's an error here, just a compiler error. The status of the timesheet should be whatever. We can just say it's pending. I'll come back. Let's run this now. All right, it's getting an error. Yeah. So we have to generate our database migrations. So we'll do that. EF migrations, add, and then adding timesheets, adding new timesheet fields. Timesheet fields. Now we'll run it again. Our migrations have been created. We'll just commit those. We'll use the AI assistant. So yeah, makes a nice commit message indicating that we're adding a migration with all these new fields. I'll commit that. And I should have added the snapshot. Okay, I just amended it. And we'll run this again. Okay, and it's not liking that. It's strange. Okay, I'm not sure why we're getting that. But I did realize this should be nullable since approver is only going to be set once it's approved. So I'll have to create another migration, changing timesheet approver ID to nullable. Okay, so now that migration is there. So it's just going to alter this and make that nullable. Let's go back to our test now. I don't think that fixed it because the error was saying the columns didn't exist in the database. But the migration should automatically be updated or should be ran against the test database. Okay, but they're not. invalid call name, approver at, approver ID, start of the week. Why? Okay, so yeah, the reason those columns don't exist is because the migration is failing. Adding new timesheet fields ID is causing an issue. So it may cause cycles or, oh, I see, because it's the fact that I have two users here is the issue. Because timesheets has a list, users has a list of timesheets, and here we have two foreign keys with the same table. So we need to configure it manually, I believe. So I can't remember exactly how to do that in this project. Yeah, I think we would do it here. Model builder entity. And then we can have a timesheet. Property. Or no, it would be has one with many. And then this would be the user. And then here we would do timesheets. Okay, I guess I never created that on the user entity. Yeah, I did not. So can say here that users will have a list timesheets submitted, or no, just timesheets. They could be not submitted. And here we'll have a list of approved timesheets. So these would be the ones that this user specifically approved. All right, so with many, and then as foreign key. Has foreign key, user ID. And then we'll configure another one, has one. User with many. And that's already wrong. This should be approver. Has foreign key. Approver ID. Okay. Now we can get rid of those migrations since they weren't applied and don't even need to roll them back. You can just say remove. All right, remove that one and remove the other one we added too. Okay, now we'll add that migration again. I'll probably just use that name if I can find it. Okay, I can't. So I'll just adding new timesheet fields. Okay, that's done. So now I will just run it to see if it'll work. Okay, it worked. So now if I go back to our test and I run this, okay, well now it ran, but now the test is failing. Okay, so that's something we can work with. So this, yeah, so there's just something wrong with this. Here, we're creating a timesheet here, and then yeah, inserting it. So it should be there. And none of these are set, so these should be being ignored. I will just do this though. I will just remove the filters to make sure the filters aren't the issue. I'll just call it toList. So yeah, this is just for troubleshooting. Now we'll debug this. Okay, timesheets. All right, so there's nothing there. So there's something wrong with us seeding data. It's setting the tenant ID, but maybe that should be user tenant ID. Okay, and that doesn't like that. So yeah, I think something wrong with the setup of this test. So yeah, like if we go look here, how we do the setup is different here and here. So CoPilot generated these tests and didn't really do a great job at referring to like other code that we already had, other tests that I gave it. Like I think I gave it, yeah, reminder notification service. So like we're using this and these to create users. It's not doing that. It's just going off to our database and getting the first user. So yeah, let's see if we can make it better. Another thing it does is it chooses to use a different naming convention, like get all should return all timesheets. And if you look at our other test, we have this format, should filter invoices. So it's really not good at following your conventions. But to be fair, I gave it reminder notification service test, which wasn't also using our conventions because I also generated that from CoPilot. So anyways, let's see if we can just get it to make it more consistent with the rest of our application and to use the same approaches for, creating the seed data for our test. So I will give it the timesheet app service, and I will give it the client app invoice. Client app invoice test, and you make it so timesheet app service test names follow a similar convention to client invoice app service test, and that it also follows a similar approach to creating seed data for the test using test data helper. All right, let's see if it will do that now. Okay, so here's what it came up with. All right, so yeah, should submit. Yeah, I like these names a lot better. Should get all timesheets. You can see, yeah, it's using the test data helper now to create the user. That's good. So that means you're going to get a properly configured user. All right, let's copy that, replace that. Okay, now we'll run that. Okay, that's good. So now that's working. So yeah, that's the thing about CoPilot is you really have to give it a lot of direction on what you want, because it will sometimes just do what it thinks it should do, I guess. Like it'll just change the naming convention that you're using, even though you have a bunch of other test files with a specific convention. It'll just do that. And sometimes, yeah, I don't notice. So that's how I ended up with this. So I'll go back here later and have it rename this as well. Okay, so yeah. And this one, like this, I would actually want probably more tests, and then we would want different ones with different filters. So yeah, we can ask it now to add more tests for the getting of all the time entries. So I would give it the test class here. Can we add more tests for get all to test the various filters to see if it's filtering correctly by user and status? I think that's, yeah, all that we had. Oh, yeah, probably need one as well by the week, which I think was left out in the design. Yeah, so we'd want to filter by week as well. So I'll just add a note here. Need to also filter by week, since we'd want to see, like, for a specific week all the time entries. But we can add that here. Let's just do that now. So this would be daytime, start of the week. And yeah, we will make this nullable because they don't have to set it. Yeah, can get rid of that. And now we can just ask and you make use of the new start of the week filter we added to get time and time sheets just in that week. That's okay, but yeah, the thing is, if they put in like a Tuesday or Wednesday, but the start of the week is Monday, we'd always want to default to the Monday, but we need to always default to the starting day of the week. So if the user passes in Tuesday or Friday, we'd want to change date time to the Monday, since the time entries would have Monday. All right. So just giving it a bit more information on how it would work. And then, yeah, okay. That looks pretty good to me. And just copy that. Add that. Okay. All right, now I'll come back. So can we add more tests for get all to test the various filters to see if it's filtering correct by user and status, and start of the week? We should have many timesheets, like, I don't know, 50, let's say, like 50 to really test the paging as well. Yeah, we should probably also have tests for the sorting, and make sure to test the sorting as well. All right, let's see what it can do. Okay. So yeah, it added a test, should get all timesheets with filters. So yeah, it created a new method called create timesheets, and it can take a number here. So I guess it's going to go off and create 50 timesheets. It's creating 3 different users. And then here, yeah, we're setting a status, pending, filter by user, start of the week, max results, skip count, sorting, start of the week. Okay, so that kind of looks good. Should get all timesheets with paging. Here, yeah, not using any filters. That's pretty cool. And we have another one, should get all timesheets with sorting. Okay. So those look good. It didn't give me the full class. It just decided to get rid of the approve and the submit. Does that sometimes, just gets rid of code. It's always a bit annoying. But then I'll have to copy this in chunks. Yeah. Okay, we'll copy that. Copy it here. We don't need this one anymore. Yeah. Can just, yeah, need to change this, create timesheets. This, okay. it's not returning the timesheets. Yeah, I know this for a fact doesn't return the ID, so I have to call this. Then I have to do this. So yeah, these are like little stuff just CoPilot wouldn't know what to do. So it still requires like someone who's familiar with this project and how these different patterns you're using work. Okay, and then yeah, we just return that. Return timesheets. And now we can come back here and call await first. Okay, that's a bit better. Same here, same here. We'll just put whatever. We're gonna have to probably get these working. Okay, should compile now. So let's run these to see if they work. Okay. Shit. Okay. And yeah, for some reason, well, somehow this got added here. I don't know how, but yeah, just remove that. Okay. Now I'm gonna run these. Again, run unit test. Okay, so this failed. Yeah, it expected 10, but it returned 0. So something's going wrong. Probably if we go here, this is the issue. Start of the week here. So maybe we can ask, is failing. We aren't getting any results. Return. And maybe we'll paste it this. We'll see if it can solve it for me. The issue might be to the filters applied in the get all method not, well, yeah. Additional logging. I mean, yeah, it seems to be creating timesheets for the different tenants and users. And yeah, adding it on different days of the week, actually, which is not correct. It shouldn't be like that. So I should say this should always be a Monday. Which actually we could probably set it here. So But this might not always be Monday. I want to make this one day configurable based on the tenant. Yeah. But for now, I'll just do this. But yeah, this is always going to be the same start of the week, mainly, until we get after into the next week. So this is not really good. So let's see if we can get it. How can we make start of the week vary more? Because yeah, it would, like, the first 7 entries would always just be the same. So that would be a bit better. But then all the users are going to have different start weeks. We'd want like the 3 users to have timesheets for the same week. We would want the users to have the same timesheets, though, for the same week sometimes. Okay, that makes sense. This is still not going to work. We'd also want this to vary. The status shouldn't always be pending. We'd also want the status to vary and not always be pending. Yeah, we can't really use random though if we're using test, because then the output would always vary, so the test might fail. We can't use random though, since we want it to be the same every time. Well, okay. Yeah, this is where I'm starting to think this approach might not be good. Might be better if we just define the different timesheets that we want. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have a better idea. All right. I want to do a different. Can we call create timesheets but pass in the user and the user we want to create them for? And the number and the and a list of times of dates with a corresponding status we want set instead of a number. Okay, so yeah, we can have this now. Can you give me all of, I'll just be a bit lazy here again with this new change. So update all existing to this new approach. All right, and produce it. Okay, there we go. Let's see what it did. Should get all timesheets with filters. So timesheet data, start of the week, pending. Okay, good. So it's creating one for this week and then another in the next and then next and then next and giving us different statuses. And then yeah, creating one for the first user. I would have liked it had it done, yeah, the other two users. But let's just start with the one user, see how that does. Yeah, still failing. So something wrong with our actual. But that's why we write tests. So I could bring back that thing I had before. So timesheets, get all, and then to list, do that. All right, and let's debug this now. Filter by users. Can't see anything that looks wrong. Okay. So pending, filter by users is set. And start of the week is this, the 17th. So we should have one entry that would match that here. Start of the week here. User ID 44. And then the status here is pending. So what was this user ID? 44. Okay. But it's not. Yeah. Interesting. That should be the 17th. I will. Where is my here? Yeah, if you don't know, you can do this, but you can evaluate. Okay, so it's the 12th. It's changing this. The 17th is when? It's a Sunday. Okay. So we are passing it Sunday. And this is, well, yeah, so we don't actually have. This is the 17th. This is the 24th, which is a make sure that this is always changed to Monday, to the Monday of the week. I think that's the issue. Yeah, so we lost that. Okay. Now let's run that. Okay. So now, yeah, it's returning result here. And this is just complaining now because that is Sunday. So that's actually pretty good. If we just do this again. All right, worked. Nice. Okay, this one now. This one's just, yeah, testing with no filters, pretty much. Right, but there was an issue with this. It's not very good because we're testing the filter by users, but we're literally creating only timesheets for one user. So it's not really a good test. So we need to also add timesheets other users to ensure the get all is only returning timesheets for the filtered user. Okay. Well, yeah. I guess I didn't need CoPilot for that, but kind of get lazy sometimes. All right. We can run this one again. Okay. And then the sorting. Does the sorting work? It does not. So good thing we wrote that. So we're sorting by start of the week. Is that what I named it? In timesheet? Yeah, I believe so. Start of the week, descending. So it's expecting this. Again, probably this is, yeah, an issue with that. It not being an actual Monday. Start of the week. Start of the week. Day of the week, Monday. So I feel like that's the issue. Okay. Okay, perfect. So yeah, we have these guys working now. Now approve. Is this working? This is quite simple so far. But this is complaining. Users here. Yeah, again, it's the start of the week thing. That's annoying. I mean, yeah, I could just change this to the 18th. But technically, I don't even need to do this. I can just do this timesheets here. Okay, so yeah, got rid of my code that where I was returning the list of timesheets, so I have to add that back again. Again, that's CoPilot. It just likes to remove stuff. But honestly, I didn't hate what it was doing, so maybe I will just keep that. On second thought, yeah, because then I don't have to load the ID. We'll do that. But why is this complaining now? Start of the week here, user ID. So the start of the week is the 12th. All right, so I already know that's wrong because this was the 18th. So that's why. If I just change this to the 12th. But why did it? This should not have changed from, because this was Monday. This was the 18th of November, which is a Monday. So start of the week, it changed it to the previous week. Okay. So start of the week. Why does that change it to Monday? The previous Monday. Why would this change it from 08 to oh, wait, got my days mixed up. The 12th is a Tuesday. So it's changing it to, oh, sorry, this is not even the right month I'm in. Okay. Yeah, this is in August. Okay. So, yeah, I will just do this. Start of the week. There. That should be better. All right, that one works. Now it should create timesheets for all users. All right, before we do that one, let's do the submit. So let's just do the same thing. Start of next week, day of the week, Monday here. Okay. Run that. And yeah, I'm going to have to add a lot more logic to this because when they do submit, I want some validation to happen on the back end to make sure that all the time entries are valid. So, okay, this cannot find. So again, we should probably do start of the week here and put Monday. Don't think that's the issue though. Or it could be. No. Timesheet not found. Create timesheet. So first or default. AB session user. Probably the session. Yeah. Okay. That's why. Yeah, because the person calling this would be the user submitting it, their own timesheet, and this is not being set. I have to remember now, how can I set that? Can I set it like this? Think I can. Okay. So yeah, we're setting the session. So like this, it's going to think that this is the user calling submit. Okay, and then that works. But yeah, we'll need some more validation in here. So like we need to check if the timesheet has any time entries and if they are all valid, meaning they have the required fields filled in and the total hours required. So let's just go with CoPilot and see what it can do. Timesheet has no time entries. Okay, well, we don't really need that. Timesheet. We should be getting this from the actual timesheet configuration. So meaning they have the required fields filled in and the total hours required. That was configured on the timesheet configuration. So actually not sure if we actually added it yet. Okay, but yeah, we need to add required amount of hours required here. No, let's see if we can. No, it's not. Duration in hours. Can you get the hours instead from the timesheet configuration? Something I missed as well, that this would have a timesheet configuration associated to it. But honestly, yes, but I would also want to store the required hours here in case the required hours change. Someone updates the configuration. I wouldn't want the ones that have already been created to change. But it will also be useful to know the timesheet configuration that created this. Okay. So yeah, we will leave it here today, and in the next video we'll continue implementing sub timesheet. We'll be checking the required hours from the timesheet. Then we're going to add some logic to check if all the time entries have the fields filled in appropriately, like the description, the project, the task, if those are required, because those are configurable. Like a tenant can specify people need to put in a project or not. So we'll do that in the next video, and then we'll also test the create all timesheets for a week. And yeah, we'll definitely have to do a lot more implementation on that.